We're back on the record in cause number 327980, the state of Texas versus Luis Torres Alvarez. And Mr. Alvarez has been sworn in. He also entered a plea of guilty to these charges. Mr. Alvarez, I have before me what has been marked as State's Exhibit Number 1, which is the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Mr. Alvarez, on page 1 of this document, there are a set of initials on the line that says, near the line that says citizenship. Now, I'll read the paragraph under the title of citizenship, and it reads, if you are not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or nola contendere may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Mr. Alvarez, do you understand that? It was cut off. Mr. Alvarez, do you understand that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now, Mr. Alvarez, are these your initials at the bottom of this document? The initials, it looks like it's LAT.
Yeah, my initial is Luis Alvarez LAT. Is the barrel of the car still the form or Chevrolet LAT?
That's your initials, yes or no?
Same thing. Yeah.
I can't hear you, kind of breaking up. What did you say?
Yes.
All right. Now, on the next page of this document, there are another set of initials on the line that says guilty. Those initials are LAT. Are those your initials as well?
Yes.
All right. On the next page of this document, on the third page, at the top of this document, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. And is that your signature?
Yeah, my signature, yeah.
All right. Now, on the next document, which is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there's a signature at the bottom of this document above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
My signature, you are a hurry because I'm sleeping. I got to sleep in my house myself.
Okay, my question to you.
What kind of judgment you have? I don't understand what kind of judgment, what are you trying to do with your judgment? Well, I don't understand what.
Mr. Alvarez, I have this document before me. I don't know if it's your signature unless you acknowledge that it is your signature. If it's not your signature, you have to tell me so. If it is your signature, you have to tell me so. Do you understand?
I say English, I say Spanish too. And I say Indian, I speak Indian too. I speak the language, God's language too, and speak the language too.
Okay, but is that your signature on that page?
No,
So, Mr. Alvarez, did you sign that page?
no, sorry.
Okay, that's your signature on that page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that is your signature. All right, now, Mr. Alvarez, you should have another document before you. That document is titled the Discovery Certification. And is that your signature on the? What did you say?
With my signature, yeah.
Okay, now, before you signed and initialed the documents that's on the tablets and the documents that's on the paper, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yeah, my attorney, he has just a paper. Yeah, it's very simple, this.
Okay, so he went over the documents with you?
Yes.
And did you understand what he went over?
Yeah, I understand.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
And now you did state earlier that you speak Spanish, English as well. Is that correct?
Spanish and Indian, and God's language is spiritual language too.
But do you
Angel language
do you
too.
speak English?
Just for language.
And do you speak English?
Yeah. And what language you want me to talk to you?
Oh, no. That's fine. I just wanted to make the record clear that you speak Indian, English, and Spanish. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right. Now, state. I have before me state's exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer states 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, no objections for Mr. Rojas. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Rojas, you have advised and counseled Mr. Alvarez. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And the documents that you went over with Mr. Alvarez, did he understand what you went over?
He did, Your Honor. We went over them in Spanish and went over them in English with the court. So I believe he understands.
Okay, so you went over them in Spanish and English. Okay, now, Mr. Alvarez. Mr. Alvarez, are you satisfied with your lawyer?
Oh yeah, I'm very satisfied. I'm very emotional controls, and I'm happy in my heart. I'm clean in my heart. I'm safe.
Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Alvarez, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
For this charge, the state is offering 18 days jail time credit for time served, taxing and retiring court costs.
You said 18 days credit for time served,
Yes, Your Honor.
tax and retire. Oh, actually, Miss Musgrove, I'm looking at the this document. Hold on a minute. I was on the second case that I did first, and here
Okay.
it says that
Well,
30 days.
yes, Your Honor. I assume that we were on the trespassing. For this case, the state offers 30 days jail time.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Alvarez, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in jail in the Jefferson County, with 30 days in the Jefferson County jail. Do you understand that?
Yeah, it's very simple.
And what's the okay, now, Mr. Alvarez, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in the Jefferson County jail. You will also be required to pay court costs of $327. Let me ask you something, Mr. Alvarez. Would you be able to pay the $327?
Yeah, very easy. It's very little money. It's too cheap.
Could you repeat that? My question is, would you be able to pay the $327?
How much?
$327.
You want a cash? Or you want a debit card? Or you want a check? Or you want a?
My question is, would you be able to pay it? Yes or no? You was muted. I couldn't hear you.
Yes or no, Mr. Alvarez? Mr. Alvarez, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, you will, okay. Okay, so Mr. Alvarez, your sentence would be 30 days in Jefferson County Jail. You will also be required to pay the court costs of $327. And do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, I understand the same offer.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, I said.
Okay, so I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Now we will go on to your next case, Mr. Alvarez. Your next case is cause number 327354. And in that case, Mr. Alvarez, You are charged with the Class B misdemeanor offense of trespass. The information states that on or about September 2nd of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, you were charged with the Class B misdemeanor, or you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Mr. Alvarez, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, I understand.
And how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
The three together.
Are you pleading guilty or not guilty or no contest? I couldn't hear, he was muted.
Yeah, guilty.
Guilty? Okay. Now, Mr. Alvarez, I have before me the misdemeanor plea admonishment. On page one of this document, there are initials at the bottom of the document, and the initials are LAT. Are those your initials?
Yeah, my initial.
Okay, and then it's near the paragraph that says citizenship, and it reads, if you are not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or nolle contendere may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
Okay, and just for the record, you are not a U.S. citizen, is that correct?
I don't want to be serious. I don't want to be nothing. This country. I don't want to be Russian. I want nothing. I just want a visa to go come in here. So I go to.
Okay. So you are not a U.S. citizen, is that correct? It's on mute.
No, I'm Russian.
Okay, you are. Okay. Now, on page 2 of this document, there are some initials on the line that says guilty. Are these your initials, LAT?
Yeah.
And on the next page, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yeah, my signature.
And on the next document, which is a trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yeah, my signature, yes.
Okay, now there are 2 boxes that's checked on this document. The first box says that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand that.
And the second box states that you are waiving, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand that.
And you should have a document before you that is titled the discovery certification, that's on paper. And did you sign that document?
Yes, I already signed the document, yeah.
Okay, now, Mr. Alvarez, before you sign and initial those documents, did your attorney go over the paperwork with you in Spanish and English?
Both Spanish and English, Indian, and
He went over those documents with you in Spanish and English?
yes, 5 languages I speak.
I couldn't understand it. What did he say?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So, and did you understand everything that your attorney went over with you?
Yes, I understand that.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Correct?
State, I have before me state's exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer states 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, no objection. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Alvarez, are you satisfied with your attorney?
Yes, I'm very satisfied with my attorney.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rojas, you advised and counsel Mr. Alvarez. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarez, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
The state is offering 18 days jail time, credit for time served, taxing, and retiring court costs.
Mr. Alvarez, the state is offering that you serve 18 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve any more time in jail on this case because you've already served 18 days in jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. If you owe any court costs, you will not have to pay that on this case because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, it will be taxed and retired. Mr. Alvarez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, I understand the state offer.
And do you think that the state's offers in your cases are fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, I want to thank you forever.
Okay, Mr. Alvarez, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. Alvarez, please have a good day and follow the bailiff.